game. Our guys played exceptionally well in that first half. The second half, we got through the second half. We weren't as good certainly as we were in the first half, but you know, on that two-game East Coast swing and coming back for a 2 o'clock game, I really give our guys a lot of credit of coming out and being ready to play.
Questions, guys?
Yeah.
Billy, I wanted to see what you thought about Doug's aggression tonight. It seemed like he was really attacking off of the dribble in terms of his offense.
Yeah, I mean, he got off to a good start. You know, he made his first shot, and then he found some looks. And then I think what ends up happening is, you know, you make a couple of jump shots with the kind of shooter he is. People see him with some free space, and they kind of fly at him. And I thought he did a really nice job mixing up of when to actually shoot the ball and when to shot fake and drive it. And he was effective both ways. He was effective shooting the ball from behind the line, and he was effective putting the ball on the floor and getting in the lane. So, you know, he gave us a really nice boost offensively.
Last year, you talked about, you know, putting the ball in Big's hands, whether it was Serge or Steven, and we've seen Steven, you know, expand his passing in his game. What did you think about the job that Steven was able to do today in terms of distributing the ball and also getting his hands on a lot of balls on defense as well?
Yeah, I mean, Steven played a really, really solid game. He rebounded the ball well. I think our bigs are getting better transferring the ball. I mean, Domas did a nice job of that as well. I think Steven, you know, one of his, I even think he can be better than he is as a passer. He's got really good vision. He's unselfish. He's got a really good feel for the game. Sometimes, you know, from a technical standpoint, or, you know, just being fundamentally sound standpoint, putting him in some of those situations. I think he sees the play. Sometimes doesn't execute always as well, but his intentions are always very positive. And you know, I think that's an area that we can continue to he can continue to grow and develop, you know, as part of his game.
You seem to find a spark from a lot of different guys. What did you think about Samaje's block and how that maybe changed things a little bit?
You know, this was my point. You know, with Victor for the last couple of days. You know, everybody wants to talk about how well he's shooting the ball and how well he's scoring all these numbers tonight. But tonight was a night where he didn't shoot the ball particularly well, and I still thought he was really engaged defensively and did a nice job defensively. And I thought that second unit, once we started to sub to close out the first quarter and to going into the second quarter, did a really great job. You know, Samaje's block, Victor, you know, his defense. You know, we got a lot of contributions from a lot of guys in that second unit, so it was encouraging to see, you know, after that first unit got off the floor and we started to sub, those guys play as well as they did.
Billy, you obviously against Toronto, you're able to rest Russell the whole fourth quarter. Is there any disappointment in a game like this where you get up a lead like that, it gets close enough that you feel the need to bring him back?
I never really look at it that way. I mean, you know, I'm sure over the course of 82 games, you want to be able to steal minutes for him to here or there, but I think you got to coach the game as the game's going. I mean, I think if I'm sitting there with my fingers crossed that, gosh, you know, I hope this is a lead that we know they can't come back from and we can start resting players. I mean, sometimes it happens like that, and I think maybe there's some valuable lessons that we can learn, you know, as a team, you know, being up 22 and then getting off to a pretty good start, getting up 25 and then giving up some threes and then cutting it down to 19 and cutting it down all the way down to 14, 16, you know, being able to break momentum. I think there's things that we can learn from that, but sometimes those things are kind of like out of your control, and I think you just got to make those decisions as the game's progressing.
Billy, I wanted to ask you about Doug McDermott tonight. 21 points, 8 of 9 shooting, 4 of 5 from 3. What does he bring to the team in terms of, you know, preparation and things he does behind the scenes to get ready? We see the finished product, but what's he doing for you behind the scenes to work as hard as he is? Well,
I mean, he comes in early, stays late. You know, Doug's always been, I think, a committed guy to the game. You know, even, you know, playing for his dad and his dad being a coach. I mean, I think he understands clearly what it goes into being a good player and the investment that you need to make. So I was happy for him because Doug works hard.
Billy, did you leave Russell in there to get those last 2 rebounds?
No, I left him in there because we're trying to win the game.
Well, what would you say to the notion of that somebody might think that Russell or you all are chasing a triple-double because, you know, Russell goes back in, he gets off the ball, he's typically on the ball as the lead guy, and he's running off of the ball, and he cuts hard to get a rebound. I mean, what would you say to somebody who would have that idea?
In terms of, like offensively putting him off the ball?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I like doing that. I think that's something we need to continue to develop, you know, just in terms of getting the ball from one side to the other and maybe having him on the backside. But I got to be honest with you, I don't follow it during the game. like I have no idea. So like anytime I'm making a decision, there's never a decision being made on what somebody's statistical line is for me. I'm just trying to do what I can to help our team be put in the best position to win and play the best of our ability. So, obviously I've said this before, Russell's, triple doubles are something that are talked about widely, throughout the league, and rightfully so, because it's historic what he's done. But as a coach, I mean, I'm looking at what's best for our team. And if I at all, felt like he was, I looked at the stat sheet, 2 rebounds away, why not let him finish out the game? Tell those guys, hey, listen, let him run there and grab a couple of rebounds just so he can do it. I mean, nobody's doing that. I mean, and I don't think Russell's about that either. I don't think, Russell would never say, hey, listen, let me stay in and get 2 more rebounds. Like, he understands that we're trying to pursue something bigger than that. So for me, I'm not making any kind of decisions based on those things.
Anybody else? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.